Hey guys, this is Normal here for Technique, and today we're going to do a comparison of two smartphones. One is the ASUS Zenfone 5 with the Redmi 1S from Xiaomi. So we'll do the detailed comparison of these two devices based on the performance, the software, the overall build quality, the camera, and also the battery performance. So these two phones are really hugely popular. The Zenfone 5 was launched in July, and it's extremely popular device. The Zenfone 5 we reviewed on our YouTube channel. It's a really great device which comes with excellent specs. So before we go into the detailed review of these two devices, let's first look at the specs of these two devices. So first up, let's have a look at the ASUS Zenfone 5. So Zenfone 5 is a really great device which comes with a 5-inch HD display, and it's powered by a dual core processor with 2 GB of RAM. So this is one of the few devices to offer 2 GB of RAM under 10K, and it also has 8 GB and 16 GB variant, and its memory is expandable, and it runs on Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, and the company has already promised Android 4.4 KitKat update, and it also has the Zen UI, that's a custom UI from the company on top of Android, and it comes with an 8 megapixel camera with LED flash and also front facing camera. So that's the quick specs of the device. Now let's talk about the Xiaomi Redmi 1S. So this device has created a huge buzz around the internet for its price. So it is a mid-range phone with a pricing of budget phone. So it has a 4.7-inch HD display, and it's powered by a Snapdragon 400 quad-core processor with 1 GB of RAM. That's the same spec of a Moto G. Then you have an 8 megapixel camera with LED flash. It has 8 GB internal storage again, so that's the only version available, but you can expand it via micro SD card, and it also has the micro SD card expansion slot, and it comes with a MIUI version 5 that's on top of Android 4.3 Jelly Bean. So right now both these devices run the same Android version, but both have custom Android version. That is, one is having the Zen UI, other is running on MIUI. So that's the overall spec comparison. Now if you go to the design and build quality aspect, you can see that both devices have excellent build quality. The Zenfone 5 is obviously taller and also wider because it has a 5-inch display. Both have HD displays. You can see here thickness of the Zenfone 5 is slightly better than the Redmi 1S, and moreover, even though the Redmi 1S is smaller in display, the weight of the device is much higher than the Zenfone 5. The Zenfone 5 has a really great design, and it's pretty compact in hands. It's lighter in weight than the Redmi 1S, and also pretty easy to hold even though it's 5-inch device. So overall build quality, both the devices are really good, but if you look at the wider range of aspects like the usability, the weight factor, the bigger display, the overall fit and finish and aspect, the ASUS Zenfone 4 we would say is slightly better than the Redmi 1S in overall usage, although the build quality of both the devices are almost similar. Now talking about the display of these two phones, both have HD display. So you can see here both have the 720p display, and the viewing angles are also really good on both the devices. But having said that, the display on the Redmi 1S is really superior to the ASUS Zenfone 5. It has really great colors and sharpness when compared to the ASUS Zenfone 5. The Zenfone 5 display is also good, but it's highly reflective when compared to the Redmi 1S, and you can see the viewing angles are and sunlight readability is better on the Redmi 1S than the Zenfone 5. So one of the weaknesses of Zenfone 5 is its display. Also its HD display, it's not really the great quality display we see on Moto G or the Redmi 1S. So but then still it does have HD display under the 10K price range, so that's one good aspect. So in the display aspect, we would say the Redmi 1S wins. Now moving on to the software and the performance of these two phones. So as we said before, the ASUS runs Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, and it has the custom Zen UI. So Zen UI is a really impressive UI. We have talked about the Zen UI a lot of times on our YouTube channel. So it has a really beautiful notification center, and it's customizable and comes with a lot of options like you can sort apps based on downloaded and free can use. So overall the Zen UI is really performing UI, and you don't see any lag or any issues on the Zen UI, and it has 2 GB RAM. That's really impressive thing about the Zenfone 5. That is, it comes with 2 GB of RAM, and it has 8 GB internal storage, and also there is a 16 GB variant. So you can expand the storage and install apps on the SD card as well. So it runs Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, and it also has Android 4.4 KitKat promised coming up very soon. So with that it will have the latest version as well. Now the gaming performance of the device is also really good. The 5-inch display is again good for gaming. You can see since it has a larger display, the gaming performance is also pretty good. We have tested the gaming performance. You can check out our channel for the detailed gaming review. So overall, on the software side, we would say that the Zenfone 5 is really impressive, and you don't see any lag or any issues, and there's a lot of customizations available as well. Now talking about the Redmi 1S, so as we all know, the Redmi 1S runs MIUI version 5 on top of Android 4.3 Jelly Bean. While the MIUI has really impressive features when compared to Zen UI, the main issue with this device is that the MIUI takes up a lot of RAM, and this has only 1 GB of RAM, and that is a real big problem on this device. If you plan to do a lot of multitasking and also gaming, then this device does have an issue with RAM. The memory is not really optimized for 1 GB, and you can see that there is a lag when you do heavy multitasking, and also the gaming performance is not really great on the device. So summing up, if you talk about the overall software and the performance aspect, we would say that while the software is really good on the Redmi 1S, but the overall performance is better on the Zenfone 5. Now moving on to the camera comparison of these two devices. Both these devices come with 8 megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash. Now going by the interface, both devices have really impressive interface for its price point, and come with a lot of features included. The ASUS Zenfone 5 offers a lot of shooting modes, and you can get better shots based on your lighting conditions. Apart from that, it also offers a pretty good set of features in the camera settings, which can be customized to take good photos. The same applies to the Xiaomi Redmi 1S camera as well. The MIUI camera UI has lots of features to offer. So in the features front, both these camera come with really good set of features. Now moving on to the photos taken by these two devices, we would say that the Redmi 1S is a slightly better camera because it does produce better colors than the ASUS Zenfone 5. But having said that, the ASUS Zenfone 5 is a really capable camera and does produce great shots for its price. So overall, the video recording, considering the video recording and the photo quality, we would say that the Redmi 1S is a slight edge over the Zenfone 5. Now finally, the battery performance, which is a really important aspect for smartphones. We have already done the review of ASUS Zenfone 5 and found the battery was one of the biggest issue of the device. With Android 4.3 Jelly Bean and the Zen UI, the battery performance was not really great. But on the Xiaomi Redmi 1S with MIUI version 5 and Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, the battery performance was pretty decent. We could get 1 day of usage with the battery. So in the overall battery performance, we would say that the Redmi 1S has an edge over the Zenfone 5. But we think that the Zenfone 5 also might get better battery life once the KitKat update is being rolled out. So that will happen in few days from now. So once that is rolled out, probably it will have a better battery life. So as of now, the Redmi 1S with Android 4.3 and the MIUI has a slightly better battery life than the ASUS Zenfone 5. Now the biggest question is which one to buy. So both the devices are not in the same price range. The Redmi 1S sells for around 5,999, while the ASUS Zenfone 5 with the same internal storage, that's the 8 GB version, sells for 9,999. So there's a big huge difference of 4K between these two phones. So if you're looking for a really budget phone, then probably the Redmi 1S makes sense, because there is a huge price difference between these two phones. But on the whole, if you take a lot of other factors like the usability, the performance and other aspects, we would say that the ASUS Zenfone 5 definitely has a slight edge over Xiaomi Redmi 1S, especially the performance aspect, because it has 2 GB of RAM. So if performance is really your criteria, then better go with ASUS Zenfone 5. But if your price is your criteria, then we would suggest you to take the Redmi 1S. So that's the detailed comparison of the Redmi 1S with the ASUS Zenfone 5. So if you have any specific queries regarding this, you can just drop a comment and we'll be glad to help you out with your queries. If you like this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to YouTube channel for more updates, and thanks for watching this video.